pumping gas in Truro, Nova Scotia for how much an hour?
Forget that. I mean, how many times have we been asked to, hey, you think you can MC our event? We don't have a lot of budget.
Which means zero.
We'll feed you. We'll feed you and get you a parking voucher. So what's under minimum wage?
Community service.
Community service. And God knows, Maz, I've been sentenced to that a few times over the years.
$15.35 an hour in Sasky for the minimum wage right now. Man, $5.35 an hour washing vehicles, Maz, on Circle Drive in Saskatoon at Automaster. Actually, a really good gig.
Yeah.
Got to talk to people. You know, ladies would bring their cars in. Hey, don't scrub too hard. What? I'm washing your car.
Yeah, isn't that the point?
And I got possibly hammered on gin last night.
Right.
I don't feel great. I'm making $5.35 an hour. Leave me alone.
Don't vomit in the car. That should have been the real.
No, that was my first ever experience with gin. Now it's my drink of choice. I thought for sure you would have had a minimum wage story.
Oh, I delivered pizzas. I still to this day tip really well when the delivery guy comes to the door because I remember that grind.
Good. Maz worked at Domino's. I tried to get. I worked at Vern's Pizza in Saskatoon. Here's the thing: have you guys ordered anything on one of the food apps in the last little while? I ordered something for the fam. This is about a month ago. I wrote it down in my show notes. Here, I'll be full transparency. Daughter and I thought it'd be great. Let's order some movie theater popcorn. It's pouring rain. Let's put on a movie in the sunroom, theater popcorn, and let's, And it was like an old school movie. All of a sudden, I order the popcorn, and you know what it says? Seriously, I have the screenshot. Tip generously. It's raining.
Come on.
I wouldn't make this up. I'd make up better stories than this.
How could you? Yeah.
That's what it says.
It's raining.
I can see
How
minus
about pay
40.
your staff generously.
Yeah. And it's funny, Barney, I have none of those apps on my phone because if I'm going to do it, I'll go pick it up myself because if you've seen some of the people, if you're waiting in a restaurant and you see some of the people that are going to deliver your food, that bag that they carry around, they don't even zip up. The other day I had the kids and we were going through drive-through and the guy, first thing he did, we got in his car with a bag full of food. He lit up a cigarette. And the other thing too is it really gets me is guys, gals, this breakfast burrito that you're delivering is not that important. Don't ever park in a handicap zone. Even if you're running in for 60 seconds, no, don't, and throw your flashers on. That is not cool. Doesn't matter the weather, doesn't matter the situation. Do not ever do that. You are breaking. That's the number one rule.
Sure, but on a Saturday or Sunday morning, feel free to drive up and park on my lawn if there's no parking outside the house. Feel free, because I'm really going to need that breakfast burrito after a gin night with Barney.
Breakfast burritos are overrated. Just go Egg McMuffin. Ooh. Just go. Hey, what's your stance then, Maz, on handicap stalls in a bathroom if they're all taken?
That is a hot take right there. Hot takes aren't just sports, apparently.
Just wait. Like, why would you take that from somebody? Like, come on.
We got so much.
Oh, and Arash, we learned last hour. And at Barney's house, once you hit 10 years old, you do your own laundry. So if you win that Rams prize pack with the youth hoodies, at Barney's house, you're washing those hoodies yourselves, kids. Sorry, mom and dad are completely out of the picture.
Hey, you met Mrs. S. She's a busy lady. We don't have time to be doing laundry.
Mrs. S is a busy lady. What's your excuse?
Yeah. You're ordering movie theater popcorn. That's how lazy you are. Hey. Don't tell me you don't have time to do laundry.
Hey, I fertilize the lawn. What else do I do? Take away all the patio furniture, all that heavy lifting stuff that's coming up in the next couple weeks here. That lands on me. All right. Oh, this is I like Wednesday, Arash. We're just do we even talk sports? We just keep talking this. No, but let's be honest here. It's October, postseason baseball. Blue Jays win the AL East, first division title in 10 years. They're not going to play again till Saturday. What's been going on? What are they doing in this break?
So the team had, let me get the dates right here. They clinched Sunday, hell of a party they had Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, full days off. Today they had an intra-squad game, and I thought this was pretty cool, actually. So they have their regular team, and they brought in a bunch of their minor leaguers from all over to just kind of get out there, go through the motions, try and keep sharp, et cetera, et cetera. But they opened up the dome, charging $10 a head to anybody who wants to come watch, and that's going to Jays Care Foundation, their charity. So there were media availabilities involved with today. We have come to find out that Bo Bichette is still not running the bases. Guys, I do not see in what scenario Bichette is going to be available for the DS. We'll get the winner of the Yankees and the Red Sox. And it sounds like Chris Bassett will be back off the injured list. Jose Barrios will not. So to me, this is shaping up to be Shane Bieber starts game 1, Kevin Gausman starts game 2, and Trey Savage, who began the year at the lowest level of minor league baseball and has moved up 5 levels to the big leagues this year, looks like Savage is going to get either a game 3 or a game 4 start in the postseason as a rookie.
So Arash, last night, the New York Yankees, and I'm sure they would have loved to finish first and had somebody else play the boss. They run into Crochet, 11 strikeouts, retires 17 batters in a row. If the Red Sox move on, that dominance, the Jays, how do the Jays counter something like that? He's been one of the best pitchers in baseball this year, and last night he looked almost unbeatable at times.
Yeah, untouchable, really. Gave up the 1 homer to Volpe, and that was it. By the way, Maz, isn't it amazing you play 162 games in a season? And it came down to game 162. Like, if the Jays lost and the Yankees won, the Yankees win the division. I tell you what, as impressive as Crochet was, and he was, we now live in a world where these organizations want to manage before the game even starts. They want to use their analytics and their binders and their spreadsheets and set out a plan. Like, never before had Crochet thrown 117 pitches. But Alex Cora saw what this guy was doing, how well he was dealing. He trusted his guy, he trusted his vet, and he kept going with them. Under no circumstance was the plan for Crochet to get into the 8th inning. It got to the point where after the 7th, not only did Cora show confidence by keeping him in, boys, there was nobody getting loose in the bullpen after the 7th inning. What kind of message does that send your ace? You're our guy. We're going to roll with you. And it paid off that he did it. Look, the Jays are going to have a lot of trouble with him if it is Boston. I still think the Yankees can come out and win this thing. They'd face Crochet on Saturday if that's the case in game 2. But I tell you what, man, Alex Cora managed his butt off last night. He used 2 pitchers the entire night.
Then I was listening to the Dan Patrick show today, and they were talking about how Yankees manager
Aaron Boone.
Yeah, how
Billy Martin?
He plays it stupid the other way.
Yeah, and I don't buy that. I think that somebody looking at a box score and wasn't watching the game. There you go. Max Fried, he wasn't in trouble, but it was starting. The storm clouds were there. In the 4th, in the 5th, in the 6th, there was action on the base paths. You just kind of felt that the Red Sox were coming and coming and coming, and I get it. The Yankees bullpen is not strong. But look, if it is the Yankees coming here, Max Fried is New York's ace. The Blue Jays are not scared of Max Fried. They get to him. And Fried has shown this year, the 3rd time through the order, he really struggles against offenses. So I actually agree in the situation with what Boone did. I don't think it was predetermined. Just based on the way the Red Sox were starting to read his pitches and get to him, I thought it was the right decision by Boone.
Ben Rice, Jerry's boy, just hit a home run in the bottom of the 1st. 1-0 Yankees.
There's still a tough out.
Sorry.
They're still a tough out. They got the better starter tonight with Rodon going. If this goes game 3, it's back at Yankee Stadium. Guys, remember last night, it's a 2-1 ball game in the 9th inning. Bases loaded. Roldis Chapman got out of the jam, right? So like this is there's miles to go before we sleep in this series.
It's almost too bad because you're seeing some really good baseball, but with that's what I love this 3-game series. It's over so fast. I wish the NHL would adopt this for the first round, make it best of 3. And if you really wanted to see guys try and kill themselves, a best of 3, and you're on to the next one. This is something I haven't always agreed with everything Major League Baseball does. I do love what Smoltz came out last week and said, first half winner, second half winner, so you can keep teams in it. But this 3-game wild card, as a fan who is a casual at best baseball fan, I love this 4 days worth of baseball.
Mm-hmm. Well, Maz, now that you've allowed 12 out of the 30 teams into the postseason, yes, roll the dice. Like before, you had to win your division; it meant something. Now that it doesn't, now that everybody's allowed in, as long as you're not basically a 100-loss team, shoot, let's see how it goes. Like I agree with you on the hockey thing. Make it gimmicky. If you're going to add a 9th and a 10th team into the playoffs, make them play a best of 3, but you can't ride the same starting goaltender at the same time. You don't like that rule? Well, finish in the top 8. Don't like it, pitch better. So anyway, that's my rant for the day.
I love it.
We haven't even talked about the Calgary Stampeders yet.
Well, we have you tomorrow. So how much CFL do we want to do today and say for tomorrow? Because did you hear the news? Brett Lauther's not playing Friday for the Riders. They're going Campbell Fair.
What's happened? Why do we hate Central Nova Scotia so much? What's going on?
Wow, minimum wage.
Yes. Wage went up,
you
so
couldn't
Campbell Fair gets the nod?
No, and then you couldn't go into the forest, Arash. Remember that? You get a $30,000 ticket for going in the forest in Nova Scotia.
Today.
That's probably nuts.
Matt, today, October 1st. The deadline has passed. You can now go into the forest and on the paths. As of October 1, you're allowed.
I know, but now Sharky's got to give his guns back because there's this gun thing. You got to turn in your guns now to the federal government. That's not going to go over well. Sharky said, "Come get me."
Sharky is hunting right now.
I know he is. Representing Saskatchewan proudly. Fully strapped. Loaded with ammo.
I want to talk CFL tomorrow. We can talk baseball today, whatever you want today. But my honest question, I missed the Lauther news. So what was the justification or the?
Well, they're saying
back injury.
They're saying there was a lumbar injury, but we're not sure.
Lumbar, huh?
We'll probably get to the lumbar yard, get himself a new mattress. But that was the narrative that they were throwing out. So maybe also Tommy Stevens isn't playing Friday in Ottawa. So short yardage.
How many minutes before practice, when Mace met with Ariel, do you think they Googled parts of the back to come up with lumbar as the injury today? I
went lumbar. They haven't said anything.
Oh, they just went back. Okay.
Barney went lumbar. Barney went all third-year medical student on you, and he decided to throw in lumbar. They're just saying it's a back injury. Didn't practice yesterday. Didn't practice today. It is a short week. So Campbell Fair gets his shot. And Arash, to me, here's the question.
I was wondering, though, Maz, who the bigger back specialist is in Regina. Would it be Barney or would it be Mace? I'm not quite sure,
I don't know.
You know the one thing I know? You know the one thing I know about the back? What? The sacroiliac is like a wrap sack backpack. Don't you remember Maestro Fresh West? He said it best. That was all we needed for back schooling back in the 80s and 90s. It's Maestro.
That's a guy who spent a lot of money on CDs right there, Maz.
Oh.
So, Arash, you've covered the CFL. You've seen a lot of different scenarios over the years. Let's say Campbell Fair comes in on Friday, does well for the Riders, does his job, performs admirably, and let's say he gets on a little bit of a heater because kickers and all of this, they're like goalies. Once Brett Lauther is healthy, does he get his job back? If Fair is kicking well, because that's the scenario that will play out to be like, can you lose your job to an injury? But kicking is one of those, it's a vibe type situation. If you got a hot kicker, do you replace him? How does this play out?
Okay, so I'm not calling anyone a liar here, okay? But you think, honest to God, Do you think if the Riders were playing BC this week, that somehow there'd be some magic fairy dust on Brett Lauther's back and he'd be kicking this week ahead of Campbell Fair? Or do you think the fact that the Riders are playing 4-10 Ottawa, and in case something actually happens down the road, they don't want Campbell Fair's real first taste of it all to be in such a high leverage situation? You know,
that's not a crazy. That's not a crazy theory,
right? Like let's kind of look into the situation, read the situation. I get the Riders are on a losing streak. I get things haven't gone their way for a little while, but along with Calgary now, Ottawa is the free space on the bingo card. Nobody's worried. This is the situation to put him in, to just see what you have and see how the kid deals with it. And then you move on with your, then you do your evaluation and you move forward.
And do you maybe say to Ottawa, hey, what's up with Lewis Ward? Any chance we could borrow him for a couple months? Maybe. You never know.
I get that Brett Lauther was enemy number one there for a little while and everybody was worried. Are we that concerned with Brett still that we just don't?
Did you watch the game last week?
I did.
They always put in a tough spot.
Yeah.
I just think they got to try something. And the poor guy's confidence, and he is getting put in a spot. He's like, hey, buddy, go out there and kick this 56-yarder, which in 2025, 56, is it our dad's 56? Probably not, but still, he's got nothing for confidence. And then he's got to go try and drill one of these from 50 or 50 plus. It's tough. And we've talked about it a number of times. Confidence is a kicker. If you don't have the confidence, it's just like a lot of things.
Yeah.
I don't know how you bounce back.
I will say this. Don't, like, for those out there, and this has nothing to do with Brett, just has to do with kickers and what we've seen in the NFL the first 4 weeks of the season. Don't get it twisted that, NFL kickers are air quote better than CFL kickers and that they're blasting 60-yard field goals more than ever this year. Yeah, they are. They've changed the footballs. The actual footballs that field goal kickers are using this year are completely different than seasons gone by. And these things are flying. It's like the baseballs from a few years ago that they juiced. They've done the same thing to kicking balls to try and generate more offense. So it's not apples and apples when it comes to the NFL field goals this year compared to years past. And obviously the CFL hasn't done that.
That Maltos character in Montreal is getting a lot of air out of those.
Yeah, he's automatic. He's been awesome.
And you read his story, like just kind of where he was and how he got to where he is. It's like, good on you, buddy, for grinding, for making it. All right. We're going to regroup again tomorrow. We got to regroup with him tomorrow. You got one more?
Sure. I just want to ask Arash about the Ottawa situation. And I know you guys are going to do a little more CFL tomorrow, but it hasn't gone well. Is Bob Dice coaching for his job? Like, is this the end of the line of the Bob Dice tryout in Ottawa if this doesn't pan?
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a tryout. I think he's had himself a run and it hasn't worked out. And I think Ottawa is going to make some kind of change at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Usually when these things happen, they blame one person, if not more. And I think somebody who's going to get caught in the crosshairs in this situation is the head coach. I don't know if the head coach is necessarily the reason why it hasn't worked out there. There are a lot of reasons it hasn't worked out there. They haven't had a quarterback since Trevor Harris left the building. How long ago was that? Their offensive play calling, I just don't get it. They've abandoned the run. Their offensive line isn't good enough. What ends up happening? Baby goes out with the bathwater.
Dead man walking. For sure.
Yeah.
They have to. Yeah. They have to. Okay. In less than 24 hours, we get to chat again.
We'll talk a lot more Blue Jays tomorrow.
And CFL. See you, Arash.
Yes.
Right on. Yes. There's a former pizza delivery guy in Toronto, Nova Scotia, Arash Madani.